Hey guys, Jeremy here, and today I want to show you something cool that I picked up at Walmart. Now, I know on this channel I usually do reviews on toys and action figures and video games and things like that, but there are some other things in my life that I'm interested in that I like to share with you from time to time. And one of those things is this right here. Look at that. Boom. This is the Nutri Ninja Professional blender. Now, I got this from Walmart, and it's one of the things that made me realize that I'm getting kind of old, because I saw this on slickdeals.com. They said, hey, you can pick up this blender from walmart.com for about 60 bucks. This blender usually sells for around 90. So when I saw this for $60, I was just like, no. And the reason why I wanted to buy this blender is because I love to make like smoothies, and I'm always making smoothies, and it's always so good. But the blender that I have is not really, it's not a great blender. You know, it's just one of those regular $20 blenders that has the different settings for pulse and cut and grind and liquefy. And, you know, it's not that great. You know, it gets the job done, but it has a harder time chopping through frozen fruit. Don't even ask about ice cubes. You know, it just wouldn't do all that great with ice cubes at all. You know, and I thought, I want to try this. It's a $60 blender, you know, and I usually don't spend that much on kitchen appliances, but you know, like I said, it's the signs of me getting old. So I decided to pick this up. So, you know, I'm really just going to use this thing as something primarily to make smoothies with. I'm going to try something different. Instead of loading up the blender with like juice to make things, you know, liquefy a little bit better, I'm just going to try some ice cubes, you know, and see if the ice cubes along with the fruit will be enough to really make that smooth and really make that really good, you know, and that's really what I want to try. So if you're thinking about picking up this Nutri Ninja Professional blender, maybe this video can help you decide whether or not you want to have it. All right, so let me see what comes inside this box. So it looks like it comes with a regular 24-ounce cup, and it comes with a 18-ounce cup, and also sip and seal extraction cups. I guess those are the sip and seal extraction cups. So 2 cups, and then they have the little thing on there, the little spout where you can eat it or drink it. And it has a Pro Extractor blades, whatever that means, 900 watts of power. So I guess that means, hey, this thing is going to be very powerful, and it extracts the hidden nutrition that's inside whole fruits and vegetables. The hidden nutrition. Okay, we'll see what that's about. All right, so I'm just going to open up this thing and see all that we get in the box here. All right, so this is the first thing that I pulled out of the box. Let's just see what's in here. Okay, so these right here must be those, the little cups, the lids for the cups that you can just put on them. And check that out. It actually says Ninja on it. You probably can't see that, but it does say Ninja. All right, we got another box within this box. This is the other cup lid. And okay, so this just houses the cups themselves. Okay, so one of them is the 24-ounce cup, and then the other is the 18-ounce cup. So we got this here, and we've got this here. Ooh, and this also houses the blade. Check that out. Let me just take this off. Yeah, that's the blade. Yeah, it looks like some pretty heavy duty stuff, you know, like, oh, this means business. Cool. So, and this has some weight to it. I like it. I like the fact that that has some weight. So there's the 2 cups. There's one lid. This is the other lid. There's the actual blade. And then inside of this other box, this is going to be the main base unit, because there's the power cord coming out of it right there. All right, so let's open this from the side, I guess. Yep. And Eureka! Yep, this is the base. Look at that. Okay. Well, it definitely looks fancy. You know, there it is. It says Ninja Professional on the front, along with the 900 watts. And they really want you to know that. This is 900 watts, baby. Whatever that means. All right, so this is the moment of truth. All right, so let's take this thing for a spin. Now, unfortunately, my regular smoothies do include a lot of fruit, but I am all out of frozen fruit. So instead, to test this out, I decided to steal some of my wife's vegetables instead. And who knows, I mean, that should be even healthier for me, right? So what I ended up doing was taking this 18-ounce cup, and on the inside, I just added some leafy vegetables, some spinach, some lettuce, and whatnot. And also on the inside of here, you see I have these little carrots here, these little baby carrots. They're probably about an inch long, and they're fairly thick carrots as well. And on top, I've added some ice cubes. Now, even though you can't just take all this, blend it, and it magically becomes juice, you know, it doesn't work that way. So instead, I'm going to pour in some of my Welch's Refreshingly Simple strawberry raspberry juice. So I'm just going to pour some of that in there. Maybe about that much. That looks good. And I am going to blend it. So let's take this crazy looking blade. I'm going to stick that down. You also got to be real careful not to go past the maximum fill line right there. Because look, this thing is not necessarily magic. You know, you can't overpack it, turn it on, and expect it to just liquefy everything instantly. You have to be mindful, you know? So don't overpack it. Make sure that it does have some type of liquid, you know, as a base. I'm just going to give it a little shake so that everything can kind of settle at the bottom. Now, I'm going to put it on the base like this, lock it into place, and then by pressing down, it is going to start blending. So let's see what it does. Here we go. It's going to be loud. I'm going to pulse it a few times. Now I'm just going to let it run. All right, no idea how long that was, but let's just take this out, unlock it, and there you go. That's the end result. That's what it looks like. Let me take this top off real quick. Turn this like this, and just check out the liquidiness of it all. See that? That was a bunch of leafy vegetables, some carrots, and some juice. And look at that. You can't even see where the leafy vegetables were. You can't see any of the green. You don't see any stems, or of course there were no stems, but you can't see any reference to a leafy vegetable. There's no little bits. It has shredded all of that stuff. Now, I've never done this specific type of drink before, so I'm going to give this a taste, see what it tastes like. It's very leafy. You can definitely taste all those greens and maybe like a hint of the carrot. And I also taste some of the ice cubes. And the reason why I'm tasting the ice cubes is because tap water here in Georgia, at least where I am from, it's not the best water in the world. So I wouldn't recommend the tap water. But yeah, I'm tasting. It's a little bit gritty from those leaves. But the point is not to see if the smoothie necessarily tasted good, because I just threw some vegetables in there and just put some juice and blended it. The point of all this was to see how well it blends. And as you can see, it blended very, very well. So long as you're mindful to not overfill it, don't think that it's some sort of magic tool that can blend everything perfectly every time. You got to be mindful of that fill line. If you're going to put a bunch of dry stuff in there, you got to make sure you got some sort of liquid to have as a base so that it can move around a little bit. You just can't put a bunch of dry ingredients in there and expect to have juice. It doesn't work that way. But man, you see how quickly it shredded all that stuff? That was amazing. So, I can't wait to try more recipes and stuff with this. It should be fun. And with the right mix of ingredients, it should be very good too. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.